super fast video about how I just fixed my slide on my 2018 Forest River FR3 32DS. The symptoms were that the rear slide, our coach has two slides, kitchen slide and the back bedroom slide here. The back bedroom slide is the larger of the two slides, and when I went over to the control panel, the kitchen slide, actually labeled sofa slide, worked fine. The back slide, labeled bed slide, was clicking. I could hear it clicking at the switch, and then I could hear it clicking up by where I suspected the motor was. Now, I'm not an RV mechanic. I'm not a professional. I just was like, what could it be? It sounds like it's getting power to where the slide motor is. So then I started pulling things apart. True amateur style. I pulled some of the panels out of here. I was like reaching in behind the seals to see if I could find where this motor was, because I have no experience with cable slides. And then I eventually found the motor up above the slide. Now I know motors on the cable slides, I guess at least this one, they are up above the slide, like in the middle, and it's got chains that run back and forth. So I pulled it all apart, as you can see here, and not that bad. I think it looks worse than it is. Was what happened was, when I was taking it apart, the slide was in, so I had no room to work. The slide was in. Now, if I wasn't so lazy, I probably would have researched how to put the slide out manually and then did it correctly. But instead, I took my son's bunk ladder from the front, and I climbed up with a screw gun, and I just started unscrewing stuff, trying to get to this portion up here is where I suspected the motor was, and I was right. So I was working over the slide. I was like reaching over the slide like Superman, trying to get to it. Pulled the panels off. Problem is with RVs, and I'm not just talking crap about Forest River, is they're built like crap. So, there's like, I need to get to this motor, but it's buried behind stuff, and everything's nailed into each other to close it up and hide it. You would think when they build RVs so crappy that they would use their brains and make everything accessible with access panels and stuff like that, but not exactly the case. So, got to it. Ended up being a solenoid. I'm not even sure what it was called, but I'm gonna show you what it was and what I did, and then what made it work. So here, this is what it is. It was this right here, like these solenoids at the end. I guess they're plugged into the wires, and what I did was I just kind of grabbed each one of them, gave them a squeeze. They didn't feel like they moved at all, but it must have, from rattling on the way home, because the New York roads are so atrocious, that something must have rattled loose, and one of these must have been dislodged a little bit. So immediately I grabbed them. I went over to the button. I hit the button, and it worked. I was like, woohoo! Because we have another trip coming up in like a week, and my wife knows that I'm a big procrastinator, and she was gonna kill me if I didn't get this done. There's the motor. Let's get up here. There's the motor. And I don't know exactly what is what, but I'm guessing a motor spins this, which spins the chains. Chains are labeled. One is labeled out, the other one is labeled in. Now I have a better understanding of how the cable slides work. I mean, I still don't totally understand. By no means am I a professional, but for some reason, if you have a cable slide and the button, you're hitting the button and you hear clicking, it sounds like it's clicking up by the motor. Maybe it's the same problem. Maybe it's like one of those things on the end of the wire, a solenoid of some sort, shook loose. Not professional advice. Probably want to take a little more care than I did when you're tearing out your stuff. I don't think I did any damage, but I definitely was a little annoyed, so I kind of was pulling things out a little faster than I should be. So I got to put that back before the wife gets pissed off at me. But it worked. It worked, and we're back on the move to our next trip. Otter Lake, Pennsylvania. It's like the Stroudsburg area. And then we leave Otter Lake and we go up to Lake George. Lake George Escape RV Park. We love it. Right on the Schroon River. up. I think it's Warrensburg. Not sure. Anyway, it's kind of like across from Bolton Landing up by Lake George. Love it. So appreciate it. If you liked the video, if it helped you out at all, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Lots of videos coming. We're going to jack this channel up because I have been very lazy. I film a lot of content, and I'm too lazy to edit the videos. But I'm a procrastinator, and I'm working on that. Also, check out my son has a channel. He's got a lot of fire engines and fire trucks. D-Squad, I think it's called. And we also have all my garbage pails in the middle of the street. And we also have the Off Kilter RV podcast. That is not for children. Off Kilter RV podcast talk about anything and everything from trips to things I've done in my camper, hack repair jobs that I've done. Thanks for watching the video. See you around.